Going on YouTube? We back at it again with another one. Today we gonna react to Dr. Cheyenne, man. Um, and she was talking to I think this dude name is Jamal Bryant. I think that's his name. Yeah, I think his name is Jamal Bryant. But she was having a discussion with him about um, kind of her walk. And for those of y'all who don't know who she is, she like a guru who teach women and coach women and stuff like that on relationships and how to be in a relationship and this, that, and the third or whatever. Um, and we're gonna get right into it. We're gonna listen to what they got to say and what they talking about, man. These two. And you know, I'm gonna give my commentary on it. I want y'all to let me know what y'all think down in the comments. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. And yeah, let's make sure y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments, man. But let's get right into it.
And that's trending, Dr. Bryant, that I wanted you to speak to all over Instagram, all over TikTok, is this vignette that people are doing on the wife saying to the husband, I can't help but the rent this month. And the husband invariably saying, no, you will never pay it. I want to know, especially in this souring economy, what does that do for a team who come to agreement? Hey, we want to get this house, but it's going to take both of us to get it done. It is almost doing a 1950s portfolio. There's only the man that's doing it. Does it cheapen the value of that team or that husband if they're both putting into the mortgage? Or are you of the mind that just the husband should do it?
Women can say what they want to say, but the truth of the matter is, Pastor Bryant, that when a man doesn't do the nucleus of what he's built to do, which is provide, provision, protect, yes, a woman naturally, organically loses some type of respect in the form of value for that man. I've been in my field for 17 years. And I've also been I've been engaged twice, called off 2 weddings. My first engagement, I was a breadwinner. He had bread, but I was the breadwinner. My second engagement, right? I was a breadwinner the first relationship. I was a kept woman the second relationship. So I got to experience both.
And you called off both.
I called off both weddings.
You a runner, you a track star.
I'm a runner, I'm a track star.
So, tell me why you keep cutting them off.
The first one I cut off because although my father was a street dude who made a lot of money in the streets, and so I was always well spoiled financially, he didn't raise me to look for a man for money.
Yes.
Right? Street term. He didn't raise me to be a gold digger.
Yeah.
He raised me to find a man of good character, to find a man who looked, smelled nothing like him. Right? And so I found a man of good character who was faithful, who was loving the boy next door. He was an athlete. He just was a good man.
Yes.
But he had no work ethic. And so as I'm in this relationship trying to navigate, I would call my father constantly and say, although I'm not denying him of my body, right? Although I'm trying my best to still show up in my best form, it's causing an internal struggle because I'm winning the bread and yeah, he's domesticated, but this is not the role that feels natural for me.
Yeah.
I don't like it. And my father kept saying, but he's a good man, baby. He's a good man. This man is faithful. This man is loving. But this is coming from a father who was a great father, Pastor Bryant.
Now, we're going to pause intermediately in this because it's a long interview. We ain't going to watch the whole thing, but I'm going to just get my takes here and there, right? But first of all, this woman is like a relationship guru type coach. I have a certain opinion on women that try to coach and lead and teach people because I don't think that's their place. I don't think that women are supposed to be coaching, leading, and teaching anything, right? I think that women are supposed to be under the guidance of a man and of men, right? I think that's part of what's problem with the world right now is like we got a lot of women who think they know better than other women, and it's cool for women to be monarchs. They always had monarchs that were women and that taught not necessarily taught other women, but were an example for other women of what not to do and what to do and these things like this, right? But we got women out here that's trying to like teach and I just think it's wild, right? So she said a couple things that kind of sparked my mindset, right? As far as like, she said her dad was a street dude. He made a lot of money in the streets, right? Them type of girls, you typically don't want to go for them type of women because they watch their dad make a lot of fast money out of the street, right? And if you a dude who and not in the streets, now if you a dude who in the streets and you making fast money in the streets, You could deal with a female like this. She probably the perfect type of female like this because she gonna understand your lifestyle. If you a regular dude though, you shouldn't be dealing with no female who her dad, well, even if he raised her to not date street dudes, because that's typically what they do. What they do. They raise the girl off a lot of money that he made off in the streets, but he don't want her to be with no street dude like him because he know how he was, right? He know he get locked up at any time, cause a lot of turmoil for her. She have children with a dude that might go to prison or he might die or whatever the case, right? But if you a regular dude, you shouldn't be dealing with a female like this because she not gonna be able to understand you, man. You know what I'm saying? Did you hear her say that she was with a regular dude? He was a good dude. Everything about him sounded like he was cool. Besides the fact she said he had bread, but she was making more bread. So the thing is, it's like y'all was young, and it's like when you meet a dude, as long as he trying to make bread. Now she did say he was domesticated and he wasn't hustling at all, right? Which is not good, right? The dude got to be hustling somewhere. But if she a hustler and she going hard, it is some dudes out here that, excuse me, it is some dudes out here that when a woman start going hard and she making the bread, he kind of just gonna lay back like, oh, she got it. Especially if she bossing him around and she walking around like, oh, I'm Miss Boss Lady. He gonna lay back and let her get the bread, and he gonna sit back and do what he do. But let's go on. Let's see what else she got to say.
Womanizer. So he's looking at it from a protective space of, my daughter's not with a me. She's not with a womanizer.
Right.
But I'm also
that dimension of him.
That dimension.
Yes.
But I'm also not with the other part of you, Daddy, who's a provider. So for me, it didn't work. So I left that relationship because I had stayed 6+ years. And while I was there, I got 4 degrees. He didn't even transition into work or a career.
Yeah.
And I stayed, listening to my father. He's a good man. Savannah, he's a good man. And then Savannah grew up and said, Daddy, but he a lazy man.
Yeah.
And because of that, I'm not wanting to be the breadwinner. I'm leaving.
Let's put the hazards on before you get to that second one.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people choose.
Come on.
And say, okay, I know they're not making the money, but they're faithful. Or, hey, I'm going to turn a blind eye because he's making this money.
And he paying the bills.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't lower the standard. You didn't sit at the bar. You raised it.
Period.
Yeah.
Because when I left, I gaslit God so bad.
Ooh.
I gaslit God so bad. I said,
wow.
How could you let me stay in a relationship that long, knowing the kind of man that I want and the kind of man that I deserve? I told God I'm faithful. I'm faithful to the man. I'm faithful to you. I'm a praying woman. I come from a good family. I've saved myself in so many ways. I'm not promiscuous. I don't believe in casual sex.
Yes.
I don't even date casually. And then you send me this joker. Not saying he's a joker because you were a good man, but I'm saying you send me this joker who just won't even provide. I come from a daddy that provides.
Yes.
I come from a grandfather who paid all the bills. The men in our family were providers. And you send me this. So when I gaslit God, he spoke to me and said, it felt like he was looking at me because he spoke to me and he said, there's qualities in you that won't allow you to have the man that you're praying for. You're too insecure for the man that you want. You want a man to pay the bills, but that man can't always be present. You want a man who moves in a certain way, but you hold a tight grip on him.
Yeah.
Because of your abandonment issues.
Yeah.
You want a man who's alpha, but you the alpha. You want a man who wear the pants. Right? But you wearing a man taking them off.
Yes.
And I said, well, what does that look like? The women in my family are very domineering and they're very dogmatic and I don't know what that looks like. And I promise you, when I said, what does that look like? God started to line up women who became optics for me, who were in relationships with men who were taking care of them, financially providing for them, right? And good men. And I started to really observe them and learn, okay, wait a minute. What does submissive look like? What do these men really need in these women that I am not obviously carrying? Because I don't understand. To your point, if I don't see it, I couldn't be it.
Yes.
And I didn't see it. So I started to study these women. I started to pray and I said, God, okay, you send me good men. Let me just pray to be a good woman. Y'all watch out for that prayer. Because when I started to pray to be a good woman, boy, God said, all right, you ready? Buckle up. And I even got more mad at God because of the Moses journey he put me on to become this good woman. It stripped so much of me that I started to grieve the parts of me that were being pruned,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to become fearless to the parts of me that were starting to evolve and mature in me.
That's
So
great.
then I met my second fiance.
Wait, before you go to
Yeah.
that one. So the
Now, my whole thing is, how do we know this was God she was talking to? Right? This could have been the devil. This could have been the serpent. You know what I'm saying? This, who knows? This could have been her talking to herself. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to say I knock people for when they do that type of stuff that she doing, right? But it's like she trying to make herself sound. She trying to gas herself up for real. She trying to make herself sound like she real gassed up, like she went through this whole journey. You know what I'm saying? And she might have. Who knows? But what I'm saying is, right? Like I think you can break this down simpler, right? You came from a father who was making that fast money in the streets, right? Dope dealing, pimping, whatever he was doing, right? Robbing, stealing. He sound like he's probably, doing his one too. But he making fast money, he a provider, right? But he a womanizer, right? He a player. You know what I'm saying? So you want to do she kind of want her cake and eat it too, right? She wanted a dude who was basically like a good dude, attractive, on point, make money, but then he also, provider and all that, but then he also is not a womanizer. He a good guy, he a family guy. And a lot of women go through this struggle where they try to balance and find that one guy who has it all, right? And it's like, it's going to be very hard for you because just like most women don't have it all, and men have to kind of just find what men have to figure out what they want the most from a woman and kind of get her and just kind of tweak with the small things, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're never gonna get a woman that's coming perfect. You have to, as a man, you have to know how to be a leader and go for the things that are non-negotiable for you, right? Women though, I feel like women have a problem. Well, I think that women have a problem where they don't want to, all of their non-negotiables are non-negotiables. They just jump up and leave you if you're not fulfilling one thing on the list, right? And the thing is, it's like, you're not gonna find this dude that y'all want. This dude who just sounds incredible, tall, attractive. He make money. He got money. He a provider. He is not a woman. He's not a player, right? It's like, you do realize more than likely if he a go getter and get money, he attractive. He's more than likely gonna deal with other women. Because you're not gonna be the only woman that's looking for him. It's gonna be women that's prettier than you. It's gonna be women that's got a better bodies than you. It's gonna be women that are more appealing than you. It's gonna be women that bring better offers than you do. Like, it's gonna be all kind of other women that's gonna be on his head top too. And believe it or not, a lot of y'all are more similar than y'all are different, right? Men are also similar, but we can differentiate from each other based on the hustle and the work ethic. It's hard to be disciplined. It's hard to have hustle. It's hard to have work ethic. That's how men differentiate each other from each other, right? Because not all men have like a super good work ethic and, work super hard and go super hard, right? And some dudes, it shows, right? And some dudes, it don't, right? So, I feel like these women, man, they got it. And on top of that, she a go-getter. She talking about she went and got 4 degrees when she was dating this dude. Like, you went and got 4 degrees? Like, so now you looking for a dude to make more than you do. And you young making this type of money. Like, come on now, you kind of domineering, independent, boss woman type. I get the whole vibe from her. Like, boss woman, domineering, independent type vibe. Like, yeah, it's over with. You damned yourself. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think this woman right here is like in a relationship with a woman, or she married to a woman. I think she's a lesbian. I don't even think she date men no more. I think she a lesbian. Tell you the truth. But hey, people still gonna take advice from her. People still gonna listen to her. Let's keep going.
one you was with for 6 years.
About more like 8 years. Yeah,
8 years.
Yeah,
Okay.
all of my 20s until I was 30. I didn't leave until I was 30.
So the therapist suggests it takes a man 175 days to figure out if a woman is married material.
He figured that thing out in about 2 weeks because he was
Yes.
ready.
Okay. So
He was
why
a
did
good
it take you so long?
I would have
Yeah.
never.
because of what I now teach against. I seen potential. And although my father is extremely wise counsel in a lot of areas,
Yeah.
that wasn't wise counsel for
Let me
me.
tell you, her father. Listen, let me tell you. My father made a lot of money in the streets. My father was a street dude. Made a lot of money in the streets. A lot of money. I grew up seeing my dad make a lot of money in the streets. But as I got older and I became my own man and I had my own son and I started to evolve as a man and stuff, I started to realize that my dad was misled and misguided in a lot of different ways. That's why he was in the streets instead of going out and building a career and building generational wealth for the family and things like this. Like, he was misguided in a lot of different ways. You know what I'm saying? And I find that with a lot of, because I grew up with a lot of street dudes. I grew up in the streets. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in that, around that way, around that neighborhood. Like, I grew up around a lot of dudes who was misguided like that. And we often think that because they make money, they got to know something. But they didn't build nothing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times they got the money by tearing somebody else down. Right? So it's like, we got to understand, man, that's just because he had money don't mean he was wise counsel. And I don't think he was wise counsel, man. I mean, I understand what he was trying to do, you know, to tell her, you know, hey, look, go get with a dude who nothing like me. I would say that he was right on that part, as far as telling her to go get with a dude who was nothing like her, like him, you know, womanizer, this and that. Go get you a good dude. Because I would tell my daughter to get her a good dude too. You know, get with the dude, gonna be a good father and a good husband to you. You don't try to get with no player type of dude, man. It ain't with it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't worth it for you. But I also would tell my daughter, if she was in her 20s or 18 or 19 or whatever, get with a dude who at least 7 years your senior, so he can teach you and lead you and guide you, and he already established somewhat in life. Right? She wouldn't got to do what a dude her same age sound like. Like, he not gonna be established. What do he know?
Relationship department to stay because my father seen safety. And I'm not a safe woman, meaning I'm fearless. I don't need safety.
Yeah.
I want what I want.
You accelerating through the yellow light.
Hello. And if whatever I want comes with a price, I'm a big dog. I could pay it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. And I'm not afraid of debt. So whatever I got to do, run the play.
Yeah.
But I want what I want.
She said, I'm not
And
afraid of
so
debt.
the counsel that I thought was wise to me wasn't, but also that first relationship, my fiance at that time said, I'm a buffer for you. He said that to me. He said, I'm a buffer for you. And he mimicked what God said after he had already said it. You're too insecure for the man you want. So you got me. And I thought, how as a man can you say that, still want to marry me, and you feel like you're my buffer? I mean, how, two flip sides, right? How in love or loving of me do you have to be to say, I will facilitate you while I let you buff on me to become equipped for what you really want? I'm not built like that.
No, me neither.
You let me know I'm a buffer. I'm a buff on up out of here.
Oh yeah, no.
Real quick.
I'm Dodge tough.
Right?
I'm
So,
a Ram
I
truck.
told you,
No.
I told you
Hello,
he
I
was a goofy.
stayed because
Told you
there
he's
was
a goofy.
potential in this
How you
young
call
man
yourself a buffer and
that
you
he
like,
never
you
reached.
stuck with me 'cause
And
I'm
I
your
tell
buffer.
women this all the
What the
time.
fuck? Why ain't
Potential
nobody's
will leave
buffer,
you
hear
with
me?
potential. Period. People are who they are. And there's a big chance that whoever they are will be who you're with 5, 10, 15 years from then. So if you don't like who they are, don't stick with the potential.
Okay, hold on now.
Hold on. Let me pause that real quick. Because I get what she's saying actually on that, right? But I do think that people in general's expectations can be a little high sometimes for people, right? And the thing is like, for a lot of dudes, I wouldn't say most people, because for a lot of dudes, they're not going to be where they at when they was 20 something, when they 40, right? Men don't even reach their peak and their full potential till they like in their 50s and 60s. So you banking on him being rich in his 30s, and it's like, that don't happen for most men, right? We got to grind it. We got to get it out the mud, grind it up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and this girl already said her dad made a lot of money. It don't sound like he ever went to prison or nothing like that. She already said he made a lot of money in the streets. She probably started off well. He probably invested in her, built some family lineage up, like paid her way through college. He probably gave her but she probably started off 18 years old with a bunch of money already. Fine things, fine jewelry, car. She probably didn't even have to struggle through life like the rest of us do. And this is the problem with certain people who talk on a certain subject, but she didn't actually have to live through that. She didn't have to go hustle it up because she had a father probably who just threw her money. Here, baby. Here, baby. What you need money for this? What you need money for that? Or you going to college? Let me pay your tuition. No, which is nothing wrong with it. But I have a problem when these certain type of people start talking like they don't like. Well, why can't you get it like me? Well, you didn't get it out the mud. So how can you talk? How can you speak on a person who you have to get it out the mud? Like you understand how hard it is to get it out the mud. You know, it might take that person who getting it from the ground up and ain't have nobody on their side. They might take them 20, 30, 40 years. Right. And after 40 years, they might end up, successful and doing what they need to do. But it might take them some time. You know? And I mean, as a woman, right, this is why you should date a dude that's at least 7 years your senior, because then you can see where his potential done got him, right? He's 7 years older than you. You can see where he at that point in his life, right? You can see where he going. You can see where his leadership skills is at. You can see where he could take you, right? You can see all of that, right? But she got to do her same age, right? And she don't know where he at. She don't know how he doing. She don't know if he got up off his ass one day or what.
That's fine in your 20s. But we got to go back there, because what social media is doing is people want 8 years is too long. 6 years is too long. But sometimes you got to meet people at potential and grow with them.
So let me challenge that. Because God says my thoughts are not your thoughts and my ways are not your ways, and I'll meet you where you at.
Yes.
God meets people where they're at.
Yes.
Because his thoughts are not your thoughts. His ways are not your ways. I'm not God. I'm made in his image. So I don't have to meet you where you're at. All I have to do is be where I'm at and make the best decision for where I'm at and where we can build together. That means that I don't have to be in your potential.
Now, I actually feel her on that one, because I say that a lot of times when it comes to, when you dealing with a woman or something and she like, you tell her, hey, look, I can't, I can't, I'm just having a good time, you know what I'm saying? But, I ain't trying to do nothing too serious. You got 3 kids, And they be like, well, you can't judge me. You can't judge me. No. God don't judge. I'm not him. I'm not God. You know what I'm saying? He don't judge. I have to, in order for my life to go how I want it to go, I have to look at decisions that you made in your past. I have to look at how you done lived your life. I have to look at things that you done did, where you came from, how your disposition is, how your mindset is. Like, I have to look at that kind of stuff. If I don't, I can end up with the wrong person and have my life fucked over. So I feel her on that part, but it's like, for women, it's a little bit different, because like, it takes men a little bit of time to get to where they're going for the things that they look for from us, as far as provisioning and stuff like that. It takes men a little time. So, if you constantly discarding dudes because they're not successful, I mean, you might end up, 40, 50 something in a loan. That's what I see with a lot of these women. They get with a dude that's around their same age. They don't date up in age or nothing like that. They get with a dude that's around their same age, and they leave this dude after 5 months because he's not rich. I mean, 5 years because he's not rich yet. And it's like, and they be wanting niggas to be millionaires. Like, do you even understand not every dude is going to be a millionaire? Why every woman thinks she going to get a millionaire nowadays? Like, you mean to tell me you're going to pass up a dude who make $100K a year? You're going to pass up a dude who makes $70K a year and it's going to be a good father and stuff like that? How I see it is, nowadays, in the day and age that we living in, y'all boys should just stay single. That's how I see it. Like, just be single, bro. Just be single. Just live your life. Just chill. Try to run up a bag. You feel what I'm saying? And run it up to as high as you can get it. And buy assets and, build a legacy, build a lineage, man. You know what I'm saying? Build a legacy, and for that way, whenever you do have children, you feel what I'm saying, you got something to leave behind for them. You feel me? Have assets, have investments, bro, and just build yourself to the potential that you can build yourself for. Don't do it for the broad, man. Do it for you. Feel me?
Yeah, how are we growing together? How are we growing together? Let's say we going into Michael J. Fox time machine.
Okay, let's do it.
We're in the DeLorean right now. So we're going back to 22.
Yes.
We both 22. We just coming out of college. We both got student loan debts. My potential says that I'm going to be an emerging entrepreneur, I'm going to move, but everybody wants the finished product. Nobody wants the crock pot.
At 42.
Yeah, I'm dealing with your 20s.
22.
Yes,
okay.
yes, yes.
So at 22, it's age appropriate.
Yes.
If you're 22, if you're 25, I think even if you right at
28.
20, right, if you're below 30, if you're below 30
Yes.
and you see potential in somebody, then yes, you can bank on that.
Yes.
Or you can pray on that. But potential isn't somebody who you are clothing with the idea of what you want them to be, but you see them making no type of actions or moves in that direction. My guy.
Now, I'm gonna end it there because this interview too long. I ain't about to watch the whole thing, but I can agree with her on that because I understand that women got a time clock. And if you sit there and wait for a dude and he not making no moves forward, he don't got no plans, he don't got nothing, he just chilling on the couch, you know what I'm saying? Just cooling every day on the couch, picking his nose, right? You probably need to drop him sooner than later because he's a waste of time, right? You don't want to waste your time and your youth as a woman. I get that and I understand that completely. But I have a very easy solution to this, right? Vet effectively, right? Don't necessarily get with a dude because he's already at millionaire status. If you get with me and I'm already successful, I'm never gonna treat you how you want to be treated because you wasn't shooting with me in the gym. I'm gonna treat you as like a disposable object because you wasn't shooting with me in the gym. You got with me after I already made it here, and that's on you. You know what I'm saying? That's on you. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna let you know through the front door. Like, hey, look, you want a mini. You know, I'm gonna let you know through the front door because I don't even want nobody to be confused. You know what I mean? But if you young and you like 18, 20, 21, right? And you a marriageable woman, you need to get with you a dude who at least like 7 years your senior that's already on his way up the mountain. Don't get with a dude that's already up the mountain because he just gonna treat you like disposable. And I'm pretty sure that's what she gonna end up saying happened with her second husband that had the money and shit. Pretty sure that's probably how he treated her. Get you a dude that's on his way up the mountain. Get you a dude that's still in the gym. He just starts shooting. Start rebounding him. Every time he's shooting, he miss. Pass him that ball. Say, you got it, baby. You got it. I believe in you. You got it.